We're now just about 6 minutes away from the start of the quarter-final. Here's the parade. So many questions to be answered this afternoon. Can Kilkenny come back from the disappointment of losing a Leinster final? Of course, once that Leinster final was out of the way, this All-Ireland competition became a new competition effectively, starting out with 6 candidates going for the title. That's down now to 5. After this, it'll be down to the semi-finalists. DJ Carey playing in his 24th championship match. A fantastic scoring record over the years, 15 goals and 96 points. Mind you, he's only scored a point in each of his last 2 games. Kilkenny with their second quarter-final in 8 days. Last Saturday week in Cork, it was the league. This is the big one for them, however. And I'm sure that young fan there will hope to take away many happy memories from Semple Stadium. Big following for both teams. And Galway today going for the double. The Miners having a good win over Offaly by 3-12 to 10 points in the first match here. Plenty of support for the maroon and white, as indeed there always is, following up their rather facile win in the Connacht Championships against Roscommon. This their second test of the season. Goalkeeper for Galway this year, of course, is Pat Costello. Takes over from Morgan Darcy. It's just his second championship match. And it's going to be interesting, and indeed Justin McCarthy alongside me here will be keeping an eye out early on to see what kind of switches and tricks they get up to try and outfox the opposition. But there's not an awful lot that Galway and Kilkenny don't know about one another. But Justin, a new experience for Kilkenny in particular to come back from defeat.
Yeah, no doubt, Jerry. Well, I suppose it's another chance for them getting in, and then having played Cork last week, it's a whole new occasion. And they'll have to prove themselves now today. There's no other chance for them, and they'll have to click into gear and establish themselves as a real hurling force, and today they'll get that chance to do it.
Well, Kilkenny have won the toss, and they'll play from right to left in the first half. It really is a splendid setting here. Nice bright sunshine as well. Kilkenny are making 4 changes from the team that went under to Wexford in the Leinster final. Liam Simpson is the new full-back. Pat O'Neill at centre-half. Canis Brennan comes in on the 40 in place of John Power. Or Michael Phelan takes over at full-forward, having done well there against Cork in the league quarter-final. Of course, the new goalie is Adrian Ronan, replacing Joe Dermody. And the wind has picked up since 1 o'clock this afternoon. It'll be favouring Galway in the first half. Yes, a big, huge cheer from the respective fans. There's the Galway team. Finbar Gantley gets a debut at number 2 this afternoon, and looking right through it, Tom Helibert is omitted, Michael Healy also omitted, Cathal Moore reverts to centre half back, Liam Burke is in midfield. Match is underway. Joe Cooney has been moved to full forward, and Francis Ford has been moved into midfield. Switches all around the place as anticipated. Here's Charlie Carter, fouled by Finbar Gantley. So the first free of the match. Finbar Gantley, of course, his dad was a Galway star of yesteryear, played in the 1979, 80 and 81 finals. So DJ Carey coming out to take this free. Wind is against him. A match this which has been watched all over this country and watched also in Orange, New Jersey in the States, and down into Canada, or up into Canada, into the US and in Argentina as well, I believe. Hope you're going to enjoy it. So first chance of the match for DJ Carey. About 60 metres out. He catches it well and it floats over the bar.
Lovely point there, Joe. This confidence, power of good, especially after the last two occasions and last two games. So it's a good start for DJ.
Just to mention, Justin, about the various switches that have been made here.
Yeah, it's a crafty move there by putting in Joe Cooney in full forward. There's going to be some battle with himself there and Liam Simpson.
It's a great catch by Pat O'Neill, the centre half back, out to Dan O'Neill, his namesake, the vet from Kilmacthomas. DJ meeting it first time, breaking the stick. Canis Brennan can't get much headway on it. Charlie Carter does. This is Willie Burke here against Michael Phelan. Michael Phelan just trying to take that ball up to himself. Comes instead there to Peter Barry. This is a great move forward, great chance. He hand passes it to PJ Delaney. It's blocked down brilliantly and Brian Feeney sweeps it away into the middle of the field. But the chance fell there to Peter Barry. He should have taken it.
Very bad mistake by Kilkenny.
That's Joe McGrath, known as Jackson, switching it across over there to top of the left where Eugene Clunan has taken up station. Incidentally, Kevin Broderick is playing at left half forward. So just to restate the situation, Francis Ford and Liam Burke play in midfield for Galway this afternoon. Kevin Broderick is left half forward, and Joe Cooney, the team captain, is at full. This is Liam Burke. Galway with the wind for the first 35 minutes. Justin Campbell. Easy one here for Adrian Ronan. Playing just his third match in the championship as a goalkeeper. 2.5, I suppose it should be, really. Came on for Michael Welch at one stage. That's Philly Larkin. Towards PJ Delaney. Just keeps it in play, keeps it away from his man. In towards Charlie Carter. Gantley gets there first. Good corner back play, sweeping it out into the middle. Dan O'Neill once again. Charlie Carter in pursuit, getting it away from Finbar Gantley on this occasion. Awkward angle. Going for the score, and the angle just a little bit too acute.
Yeah, it just goes to show how the midfielders are trying to play Charlie Carter. He probably is the man in form from the last day out, and that was a chance he should have taken and scored a point.
So the early opportunities have certainly fallen Kilkenny's way. Pat Costello pucking this one out, getting great distance into it. Pat O'Neill touches it down with the hand. Andy Comerford was after it after that, but it's going to be a Galway sideline ball. Interesting character, Andy, here. He's already played 3 championship matches for London, and today playing his 3rd for Kilkenny. That's Liam Burke, former minor captain. He won a minor All-Ireland against Kilkenny in '93, the year he played in the All-Ireland final as well. Kevin Broderick was in pursuit that time, but it's swept away. Canis Brennan trying to keep it moving. Peter Burke in there as well. Pat O'Neill out towards his namesake Dan. Canis Brennan saying, give it to me, just about 10 metres ahead of him. Finbar Gantley, tough battle against Charlie Carter this afternoon. 2 Kilkenny men there. The shoulder coming in from Nigel Shaughnessy on Canis Brennan. In towards Michael Phelan, controlled it very well, ahead of Willie Burke there. Little blocking it by the number 3. Supported here by Cathal Moore. Down towards Justin Campbell, that's wonderfully caught. Andy Comerford is chasing after him, trying to dispossess the number 10. That's a wonderful individual score by Justin Campbell. Brilliant point off there. Great catch, and knowing that he can run that bit faster, he outplayed his man there and got a great point. This is a man who won an All-Ireland club title with his club Kiltormer back in 1992. After the catch, he went away from his men, had wonderful confidence and tremendous accuracy. So match all tied up. DJ Carey went very low to pick that one there ahead of Nigel Shaughnessy. Look at the pace of Carey. Shaughnessy doing well. Good stick work just to try and slow down the movement of this attack, but Andy Comerford has it. Stopped by Costello. Liam Cohen under it, sun in his eyes. Eugene Cloonan there against Eddie O'Connor. An 18-year-old against an old master. Pat O'Neill towards Canis Brennan. Cathal Moore prepared to move around everywhere to pick up the number 11. O'Neill again. This is Dan. Canis Brennan getting a bit of latitude. Breaks off the stick of Gantley, falling for Charlie Carter. That's Vinnie Marr over there. Pressurised. Michael Phelan looking for options. Canis Brennan up with it, belted in. Stalemate situation. Brian Feeney there trying to clear his lines with Peter Barry alongside him. Vinnie Marr in there. Comes out towards Liam Burke. Good clearance. Great catch by Willie O'Connor. Good vision as well to pick out Pat O'Neill. Towards Peter Barry's corner. Makes a very good catch against Vinnie Marr, but not such a good shot.
Their wind is a bit stronger than what you'd imagine, and it's Kilkenny not getting distance in their strokes, and certainly they'll have to be hitting the ball a bit harder and a bit more accurately too.
Kilkenny's second wide there. Good distance again from the puck out. Billy O'Connor, this time he's chased and harassed, and Francis Ford is after it. Right between the posts. Wearing 12, playing in midfield, his first point of the day, and Galway go in front.
Yeah, Galway are getting the start that they're looking for and playing with the breeze, no doubt. This is going to set them up a little bit. Kilkenny have to settle a bit more. They're not as settled in the back end as they might be.
Billy Larkin taking it very decisively away from Francis Ford and Cathal Moore. Ball was intended for Michael Phelan, but Willie Burke was out first. Good work by Peter Barry. Likewise from Charlie Carter here. Has a man free over there. It wasn't the one I was thinking about. Michael Phelan was free momentarily. Clearance is by Brian Feeney. Kevin Broderick. Usually good for a goal in a game. Low ball inside towards Joe Cooney. Great work by Dan O'Neill to sweep it back downfield again. Canis Brennan trying to win his race for possession. Cathal Moore right alongside him. And they scored 1-3 against Wexford in last year's semi-final. Now it's centre half back. Michael Phelan, all eyes under it. That's Nigel Shaughnessy knocking it out towards Kevin Broderick. Liam Cohen there. A little bit of a wild pull. Free to Galway.
Galway certainly are hitting hard and getting very much stuck into this game and not leaving Kilkenny settle at all much, and it's causing a few problems for Kilkenny.
Cathal Moore preparing to take this one. He gives it plenty of length towards Joe Cooney.
Oh, that was a brilliant goal. He waited for that ball to just fall, and at the precise minute he just got that touch home and beat run into the goal. It was a perfect overhead stroke. Oh, it was just a brilliant touch. He waited for it, as you can see, and just the timing was perfect. Just behind his man and give him no chance.
Joe Cooney on his way. We mentioned the goal and 2 points he got here in 1986. That's a great start for Joe and for Galway. 1-2 to a point. Joe, who's been running coaching courses, of course, back in his home place in County Galway. And well, the youngsters might learn from him. Taken down by Liam Burke. Always shows a great appetite for competition. Andy Comerford chasing him. Two wholehearted players. Kevin Broderick next. In towards and beyond Joe Cooney. Liam Simpson. Here's Dan O'Neill. Towards PJ Delaney. Great catch by Brian Feeney again. Second time he's been vitally involved in the action here. The Athenry centre-half back in this year's All-Ireland club final. And of course, full-back last year in the championship. Cathal Moore again. And again, they hope to repeat the party piece, but this time he drops it over the bar.
That was over nearly 100 yards out there, and that's the kind of scores that are going to inspire Galway. And Kilkenny have to be careful now. They'll be left behind if they don't start getting into the game.
Yes, Galway really using the wind there. And that's one of the reasons why Cyril Farrell opted to move him back to centre-half back, because he's a very long hitter. Justin Campbell. Score of a great point already, looking for a second. Oh, wonderful stuff. Second point for Justin Campbell. It's all going right for Galway, wind assisted, and about 12 minutes gone.
Yeah, they're full of confidence, Gerald, full of confidence, and that kind of score just goes to show how inspired they are.
His two scores have been most impressive. Adrian Ronan pucking out. Little he could do about that goal. Caught here by Liam Keown. Kilkenny nothing if not doughty fighters. And you can be sure that they'll be hoping as this game develops to keep their chance alive of winning this year's All-Ireland. Kevin Broderick outfoxing Andy Comerford. It's still Broderick. He's made a 40-metre run and he's put it wide after all of that.
Kilkenny getting beaten around midfield, Ger. I would not even out to DJ Carey over on the centre at this stage to get something moving. The balls are not going in.
Again, the action at midfield, this time won by Philly Larkin. Back to Pat O'Neill. The Cats needing a score or two quickly. Peter Barry. PJ Delaney has discarded the white helmet. Michael Phelan across towards DJ Carey. Inevitably, can he be the one to inspire them? They need something here. And he's put it wide. A look of annoyance on DJ's face. Well, he might be. The huge roar was from the Galway fans. And really there, Justin, you felt he was going to come away with something.
Yeah, but he obviously went for the goal. You know, he tried very hard with that one. He should have come off on him just marginally away, but not good enough.
So chances are plenty in a lively match so far, but Kilkenny with just a point. Dan O'Neill. I think O'Neill will be very well aware at this stage, the Kilkenny number 7, that he's got a big task, just trying to deny Justin Campbell. That's the face there of Philly Larkin. Francis Ford not making a very good connection with it. Larkin instead. Oh, well dispossessed by Joe McGrath. And then he fires it outside and wide. It was a chance.
Yeah, good chance there, but Galway's strength is telling a bit too. And they know that they can use their strength in various times, and that was one occasion there.
This was a fine bit of dispossessing here on the part of Joe McGrath. Francis Ford just doing enough to break it. Dan O'Neill doing better here on Justin Campbell. And again the second time. Canis Brennan. Hard, tight encounters. Canis trying to knock that ball forward with his foot. Instead it's Cathal Moore. Liam Simpson out first time for Kilkenny. Missed over there by Vinnie Marr. PJ Delaney now. They wait inside for it as he goes off on a solo run once again. The hand pass towards Michael Phelan. Titch with the shot. And Titch with the score.
Badly needed point there for Kilkenny. A good move, and Delaney really opened up the defence there, and he's capable of doing that.
The man who got 2-2 in the league quarter-final gets a score here. That lovely layoff outside there from PJ Delaney to Michael Titchfielden, and Kilkenny's second point. Again, I think we should remind you there's a strong wind backing Galway in the first half. That's Eddie O'Connor towards Canis Brennan. Finding it difficult to get anything from Cathal Moore here. Again, it's the towering number 6. Tom not getting it away cleanly. Peter Barry. Lovely hooking there by Kevin Broderick. On towards PJ Delaney, however. The angle shot across. Nigel Shaughnessy under this. Very committed play. DJ Carey trying to block it down, does successfully. And that's Michael Phelan with the attempt, but he puts it to the right this time. 4 wides for Kilkenny, 2 for Galway.
It was interesting there that Broderick came right back to field to his own half back in to help out. It just goes to show how they're really moving around the pitch here.
Pat Costello's puck out. Again, giving the forward players every possible chance. Liam Burke coming into it, he's got support over if he needs it. Goes for the shot himself, stayed by Ronan, and in the end it's swept in. He did the spade work. Alan Kearns was there as well. Yeah, it's a second one for Galway.
Liam Burke came through like a train there, and it has to be said that Aidan Ronan is not too happy in goal at all, and he was never happy with that shot that came through.
Well, the credit will go to Liam Burke. He got the final touch. So the 2 men who were listed to play at midfield have now scored goals for Galway. Finbar Gantley, this is a wonderful start from them. Shades of that 86 semi-final all over again. Charlie Carter denied possession and getting a little frustrated. The referee, Pat O'Connor from Ahern in County Limerick, bringing the ball out onto the 20-metre line. He's going to throw the ball between 2. Nigel Shaughnessy trying to keep that ball away from Michael Phelan. One-handed by Charlie Carter. Cathal Moore standing firm. Very dominant player.
Yeah, Moore is very strong down the centre and very commanding, and giving great example to the other half-backs around him.
So far it's a real battle, not exactly the most stylish of hurling. Finbar Gantley, Charlie Carter not making much inroads there. Instead it's Nigel Shaughnessy down towards Jackson McGrath. He was holding back his man, however, who's Pat O'Neill. It'll be a free to Kilkenny. Only the 5th free in the match so far, which indicates just how free-flowing it's been. And nearly 18.5 minutes gone. Pat O'Neill's free. Doing well against the wind. Michael Phelan coming out for it. Canis Brennan going in after it. DJ's around as well. Now it comes here to Andy Comerford. They've got a goal chance here. And it's gone over off the stick there of Canis Brennan.
Lovely stroke though. Lovely pass from Comerford, but certainly every score is going to count, and they need to be getting back into the game at this stage.
Yes, there was a lot of admirable skill here. That's the second time he's hit it instinctively.
Yeah, beautiful stroke. Lovely first-time shot off the hurling.
With a tiny bit of luck, it would have ended up in the back of Pat Costello's net. That's what Kilkenny were hoping. Justin Campbell, one-handed. Here's Liam Burke, looking to get back to Croke Park for the All-Ireland semi-final. A place against Clare at stake here. This is Kevin Broderick again skinning Liam Keown, and this time he finds it perfectly and taps it over. First point for the Abbey Damari player.
The ball breaks inside at all, Gerard. They're half forwards, and Broderick in particular, and they're very fast to move on. And they know they have the legs actually on the Kilkenny players, especially with the breeze, which is pretty strong at this stage.
So Cyril Farrell must be very pleased indeed with the way things have developed so far. Among his selectors, he's got PJ Malloy, John Cody, Brendan Linsky, and of course Steve Mahan and Tony Durbin as well. And it appears that Cyril got booked. That's Andy Comerford, and that's gone over the bar. Well, we were watching something else, but I think the name of Cyril Farrell was taken. It's 2-5 to 4 points. And we've got some news from the sideline. Our reporter this afternoon, as ever, Kieran Malooly.
Good afternoon, Gerard. Not surprisingly, Nicky Brennan not a happy man at the moment. He's been looking particularly at Dan O'Neill in his half-back line, the man who's been trying to mark Justin Campbell, not very successfully, you might say. He's been into Dan on a couple of occasions, having a strong word in him. And yes, you're right, Cyril Farrell has been booked by the referee, Pat O'Connor. That's been made very clear.
Thank you, Kieran. Well, it's Philly Larkin getting it into Michael Phelan. DJ Carey! Buzz of expectation when he gets it. Carries it on and he scores!
Oh, super goal. Got a shot. Was well come from behind, and Pater held it up his shorter and hit the ball high up into the net. Only a master craftsman could do it, and he just showed that extra bit of class, and that's what's needed here now. Taking it back in this game.
I think he felt he might have been hooked.
Yeah, he really avoided the tackle and hit the shot up bit higher than usual and into the roof of the net.
DJ's 16th goal in championship hurling. That's Francis Ford looking for a quick response. It's gone wide. The umpire waving it wide, assisted by Adrian Ronan as well. I want to make sure that the umpire got it spot on. It certainly has changed the complexion of this match. Just a goal and a point between the teams, and effectively anybody's match.
It's up to the backs now, and the Kilkenny backs, Stuart, to tighten up that bit, because they have been a little bit slack there, and that should inspire them with a score like that.
Adrian Ronan's puck out. Philly Larkin contesting there with Francis Ford. Again, it's Justin Campbell. Loves to run at defences. We've saw it at club level. We're seeing it again here in the championship. He's got a third, and Dan O'Neill is in real trouble. A third for Justin Campbell.
I think they've got to move fast there on the sideline. If they don't, they're going to be in trouble, and especially with the breeze behind them, he's going to pop them over.
One of their options surely is to switch across Liam Keown fairly quickly.
I'd nearly put back Philip Larkin back in him to mark him, to be doing a marking job for about 10 minutes.
He did that before, indeed.
Yeah, he would do it.
This is Liam Keown. Up towards PJ Delaney, trying to get the better of his battle with Brian Feeney. Canis Brennan getting it in. It's Finbar Gantleaf getting it quickly away down towards Joe McGrath, but he's beaten for it there. And indeed, so far it's been Pat O'Neill who's been fouled by Jackson McGrath. Joe's winning that particular battle. Not easy for Joe McGrath. Or rather, Pat winning that particular battle. Not easy for Joe. Dropped in towards Michael Phelan. Again, it's Finbar Gantley. He's been good in that full back line. Liam Keown has gone across indeed on Justin Campbell. They switched very quickly. Here's Pat O'Neill. Canis Brennan under this dropping ball. PJ Delaney as well. Flicked away from him very rapidly there by Brian Feeney. Good cornerback play, not allowing his man to settle on the ball and take it out of defence.
Yeah, the backs are really covering there, and Gantley in particular coming in behind the full back line all the time. And they're moving across. They're fairly mobile, so they know they can cover well.
I tell you, it's a fascinating match. Andy Comerford then to take this sideline cut. And so far it's justifying, I think, the experiment of playing a quarter-final here, an extra match, and that's gone over the bar. Andy showing fine skills.
That was a lovely cut, lovely sideline puck, and Kilkenny they're back in the game now at this stage, but they'll have to keep up their momentum with over 10 minutes to go.
So back to just a goal and a point between them, with Andy Comerford's second point. Liam Keown was all over Justin Campbell there, trying to make his point. It's going to be a free in. This man has been causing havoc in the Kilkenny defence. It gives Eugene Clunan a chance to take his first free. He was practicing these when the teams came out around 3:20. Practiced them from the 45 and from the 65-metre line. This is 45 metres out. They were all dropping over in practice. Hits it low this time, off Cohen's stick, runs on towards Joe Cooney. Eddie O'Connor sweeps it out. Back towards Clunan again, making amends and putting it over the bar.
There was a bit of luck in that one, I think, in fairness. You know, bad free, slack marking by Kilkenny, and second chance, he just took it nicely.
He got 1-7 against Roscommon in this year's Connaught final. Of course, was the real star last year at minor level, vocational schools level. He was even the goalie on the under-21 team that won the All-Ireland here against Wexford. Philly Larkin towards DJ Carey, didn't get much of a touch on it. On towards Charlie Carter, having difficulty getting any kind of possession from Finbar Gantley here. Back to the number 2 again. Went off Charlie Carter's stick. It'll be a Galway sideline ball.
Charlie Carter's not getting the room that he would like from Finbar Gantley.
Just gets it down, but Charlie has it again. Nicely into the hands of Michael Phelan against Willie Burke. Canis Brennan. That time his first touch let him down, and it's Cathal Moore who has it. The centre half back with a long booming clearance way downfield towards Joe Cooney. They contest for it. Pat O'Neill, lovely wrist work. Picked up here by Liam Simpson, and the referee says he was being held back. Free out to Kilkenny.
But if looking at that attack there, really, Galway should have really got through.
Liam Simpson there feeling that hand clearly got a belt. So it's going to be Pat O'Neill who'll hit this. Back at his more accustomed berth at centre half back this afternoon. Charlie Carter got the stick to it just ahead of Finbar Gantley. Couldn't direct it in, however. And Finbar Gantley opting to leave it for Nigel Shaughnessy as young and old look in. Again, a miss hit from that sideline cut. Liam Burke leaving it there for Francis Ford. Straight at Andy Comerford, the man he's marking. Over the head of Brian Feeney. PJ Delaney chasing after him. Again, he makes an effective clearance, but only as far as Andy Comerford. Good work by Andy. Up to a point, that is. Leaving it to Liam Burke. Towards Joe McGrath. Holding it up for Kevin Broderick to come onto it. He's now been marked by Dan O'Neill, remember. That's into Joe Cooney. Lovely ball across to Justin Campbell. This is a great move by Galway. How will it finish? Topped by Adrian Ronan. Back to safety once again. Kevin Broderick buries it! A third goal for Galway. That deserves something. And in the end, it got it.
Justin Campbell's fine run again down the wing. Really did the groundwork for that spectacular goal.
In the 29th minute, 3 goals in 20 minutes for Galway. This was the third. Great save by Adrian Ronan. He was a little unlucky. Went off his leg the second time.
Yeah, very unlucky there with the second chance. Not to save it, but it was a good score.
Galway are putting up a big score in this first half. They need to do so with the win behind them. 3-7 to 1-5. It'll really test the character and commitment of the Kilkenny side for the second 35 minutes.
This is going to give these young players great confidence in the second half, Joe. And this is what they need to build up a good lead, and Kilkenny are really fighting an uphill battle at this stage.
Eugene Clunan to hit it. Oh, he fluffed the last one, but it came back to him and he scored a point from it. Drops it into Joe Cooney this time. They look for another one. One handed out by Willie O'Connor out to Dan O'Neill. Up towards Peter Barry. Batted down by Liam Burke, midfielder for Galway. That's Alan Kearns, who was close to the first goal. Well won again here. Francis Ford. Great move to put him into midfield. It's worked well. And he underlines that with another score, his second point of the afternoon.
Philip Larkin left that ball behind him too easily. And when they break through like that, Galway, they're very, very dangerous, and they're very accurate as well with their good strokes over the bar there.
So it's looking very good for Galway as we head towards half-time. 4.5 minutes away from the break. Vinnie Marr, not a scarlet on rage level in midfield, but much happier to be back at the half-back line. Pat O'Neill kicking that one back towards Liam Simpson. On to Andy Comerford. No great length in the striking there, but Vinnie Marr has it back for Galway again. The left half-back. This time attempting to get it to Francis Ford, but instead it's Philly Larkin who intervenes. Scrambling to take it. And Kilkenny were very fortunate to get that ball back through the intervention there of Peter Barry. That's Liam Keown. Charlie Carter getting the first strike on it, but it's Cathal Moore in behind the whole time, doing some very valuable covering. That's Liam Keown taking it back for Kilkenny. Finbar Gantley playing his heart out at right corner back against Charlie Carter. PJ Delaney in there to try and make it difficult, but Brian Feeney has it, the Athenry man, sweeping it down over Liam Simpson, almost putting it into his own net, but putting it out in the end for the day's first 65. Wow, it's up and down the field.
Yeah, but Kilkenny are a bit jittery there in some of the chances that they have of gathering the ball, and it is very unusual for them. They're usually the masters in situations like that, and leaving it off to Galway, who are taking the chances and letting it fly.
So the taker of the 65 will be Eugene Cloonan, point to his credit so far. Another player who scored 9 points for Athenry against Wolfe Tones in the club final, and gave the great Brian Lohan a very difficult afternoon. This time he gives it plenty of height, the distance is right, plenty of accuracy, and a second point for Eugene Cloonan. (3-9) for Galway, 1-5 for Kilkenny. It's been an excellent first half for the tribesmen. Philly Larkin, nicely taken down, showing a little bit of dash. Two players in support, one of them the team captain, DJ Carey, stepping into trouble almost, getting away from it again. He's got support from Canis Brennan, holding it this time, hitting it, and Pat Costello gets it out to Peter Barry. Brian Feeney knocks it out. It's going to be another 65. Second, and that was so close.
Yeah, great run by DJ. The pass was excellent, but the finish was from Canis Brennan that he should have got that goal, really.
Yes, there certainly was a chance there. Pat O'Neill taking this 65. Going for the score, dropping it in, but dropped into the arms of Pat Costello instead. Philly Larkin chasing after it. Taking it up into the hand. Restrained by Finbar Gantley, and it's going to be a free in. And we've got some news from the sideline now from Kieran Malooly.
That's right, your further efforts by Nicky Brennan to sort out his forward line. He's moved Charlie Carter out onto the half forward line. He plays now at right half forward, and Peter Barry has done a direct switch and gone into the corner.
All right, so let's see how those switches will work out. Close to half time, just over a minute to go. DJ Carey with a goal and a point so far. Giving it plenty of time, and then putting it away to the right-hand side.
Oh, that was very frustrating for DJ and for Kilkenny, because every point is going to be important as Galway are creeping away and in a very good position coming up to half-time.
Nicely down. Caught here by Eddie O'Connor. Andy Comerford. Beyond Brian Feeney that time. Vinnie Marr coming in to challenge PJ Delaney. Delaney does really well and wins the free in for Kilkenny. PJ waiting and running inside, and it's going to be DJ Carey who will take the free. Kilkenny having a huge mountain to climb as they head towards the interval break. Well, the perfectionist that DJ is, he'll have been so disappointed to have missed that last one. This is actually a more difficult free. Further out. He does admirably. A goal now and 2 points for DJ Carey.
That will restore his confidence there somewhat.
The half-time break here at Semple Stadium. The first half where Galway started well, tore into the Kilkenny defence, got some memorable scores, none more so than Justin Campbell of Kiltormer with 3 points in the first half, all from play. And here at half-time, it's Kilkenny who'll have a huge job to do in the second half. It's Galway 3-9, Kilkenny 1-6. Same two in midfield. It'll be Burke and Ford. And Pat O'Connor from Limerick gets the match underway again. Joe McGrath hitting that one out over the sideline. Possession for Kilkenny. They've a lot to do. 9 points behind. Kevin Broderick, one of those scorers in the first half, a goal and a point. Former All-Ireland winning captain Eddie O'Connor to take this one. Towards Canis Brennan. He's really going to have a go off Cathal Moore in the second half. That's a great ball for DJ. This is impressive. This is good. And Nigel Shaughnessy wrestles him to the ground, but outside the rectangle. It'll be a 20-metre free for Kilkenny. Tempers heating up somewhat. This is what happened, Justin.
Yeah, DJ took on the defence and, you know, having a right go from the word go actually, and deserves his free there, pulled down, and Galway were lucky it wasn't inside the square.
So no penalty. It'll be a free from the 20-metre line. And DJ Carey, scorer of a goal and 2 points in the first half. This to make up for the score that he probably would have got had he not been taken down by Shaughnessy. Confidently blasted over the bar. Is that the start of the Kilkenny comeback?
Well, you can never trust them. They're capable of coming back, but they'll have to be shooting those points and taking every chance that comes and every free that comes their way.
Next 5 to 6 minutes could be very important in this game. The breeze holds it up there in midfield. Back again to PJ Delaney. If Galway begin to concede scores, as PJ Delaney has gone to ground there with a facial injury, back up quickly enough. And John Power saying, come on, we have so much to do, or words to that effect. Oh, and Andy Comerford went straight in there, and Brian Feeney then got a nudge in the back from Nigel Shaughnessy. Vinnie Marr was also shaping up to one of the Kilkenny players. And the referee is going to call across Andy Comerford and also Brian Feeney.
Yeah, they're getting a bit anxious there, obviously, to the game as fast as they can, and it's just a little bit of argy-bargy there.
Brian Feeney, the 27-year-old accountant, has his name taken. Also Andy Comerford. This is what happened. Nigel Shaughnessy was after that bundling Andy Comerford down. Then it began to hot up a little bit. John Power and Vinnie Marr were having a go as well. Free to Kilkenny. DJ to take it. Long distance out. Will it curl insufficiently? It does. And it's a very good start to the second half for the Cats. DJ now with a goal and 4 points. And that little lady and that young man there, very, very pleased.
Yeah, he judged the win to perfection there and just floated that ball over the bar.
2 frees then, 2 points. Pressure now on Pat Costello's goal, just as it was on Adrian Ronan during the first 35 minutes. DJ across there following the flight of that ball, protesting to the linesman over there, but it's going to be a Galway ball. Nigel Shaughnessy, I think, will be the taker. So the captain has made a good start to the second half for Kilkenny. So now the onus on Galway to come back very positively themselves and very decisively to show that they are the masters here. They certainly were that in the first half. Lovely turn by Alan Kearns, score of 3-2 in the Connacht final against Roscommon. This one sweeps to the left. Hasn't scored so far, but he was close on one occasion. Very nearly got the goal that in the end was credited to Liam Burke, just knocking it over the line. Adrian Ronan in his 23rd championship match. No struggle in the forward line. Down towards Michael Phelan it comes. Well blocked down there by Willie Burke. Comes back out to Canis Brennan. Almost threw that ball back. Intended there for Michael Phelan. Perhaps being a little too clever.
Canis ran into trouble there badly, and it's a line ball, but lucky enough that he should have done better with that one.
Young force of the team manager, Nicky. Brilliant cut up again by Andy Comerford. The second time he's put a sideline ball over the bar. 3 points for Andy Comerford. 3 unanswered scores by Kilkenny. And firmly back in the hunt here in this Guinness All-Ireland quarter-final. 2 goals between the two. And so early in the second half, only 5 minutes gone. Now it's a test of Galway's mettle. Philly Larkin, great catch. Playing with wonderful heart and determination, going right through the Galway defence. Francis Ford was back there, stopped by Finbar Gantley. Young man who's had a very good match so far. Towards Joe McGrath. Not getting very much from Pat O'Neill. Kevin Broderick in next. Now Andy Comerford. Players calling for it. He's trying to link up there with Pat O'Neill, but it comes back. Back to Francis Ford. Stopped by a rash challenge there by Liam Keown. Free to Galway.
Yeah, there's another Andy Comerford is coming into the game with some fine hurling there and trying to influence the other players as well around him to get going, which they have to.
Eugene Cloonan has gone down to take the free. 1 from 3 so far, his success rate. Just 18 years of age, awaiting the Leaving Cert results. Straight out of minor, straight out of 21. Is this Galway's first point of the second half? It's not. It's gone to the left. 2 wides from 2 attempts after 6 minutes play.
A little bit frustrating there for the free taker, and encouraging for Kilkenny, who obviously will try and come back now and get more scores.
Cathal Moore was going in for that one. It comes there towards Charlie Carter. Lovely score by Charlie. First of the match.
I think if they can open up the full back line and keep the game wide, they're with a good chance, and that was a point.
Kilkenny not beaten by any manner of means as Charlie followed this one in and drilled it over. There we got 1-4 in the men's league quarter-final. Liam Burke for Galway, trying to get them going over the head of Joe Cooney. It's taken by Liam Simpson. Wonderful catch. Broken down here to Vinnie Marr. And that will end up being a Kilkenny ball. We should be in for a very exciting and dramatic second half here. And Nicky Brennan, I think, will have taken great heart by the start they've made to this second half. 4 points so far for them, and Galway unable to get their first score.
Yeah, certainly Kilkenny are playing more confidently now, and they know that they can stretch the Galway defence somewhat.
This is an injury here to Brian Feeney. Dr. Micheál McGloin there, the medical officer attached to Galway hurling teams down the years, attending to the wound, which just seems to be there near the temple. That's Dan O'Neill looking on there. The last thing that Kilkenny will have wanted was to see an injury like that to a Galway player and effectively stemming the flow, because Kilkenny had started so well. Lots and lots to think about, lots to consider. An enthralling clash. Brian Feeney's okay. Marking PJ Delaney. Dan O'Neill with the sideline cut to Pat O'Neill. Chased by Joe McGrath. On to John Parr. Nicely infield. DJ's after it. Fast getting it away from Nigel Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy trying to close him down still. DJ getting away from his man, and he puts it over the bar. This is a brilliant spell for Kilkenny. DJ Carey has got a goal and 5 points. They mark down the scores in their programmes, wave the flags.
Brilliant score there, Ger, and a great ground stroke across the field from John Powell. First time that ball in his path.
Worth looking at again. Getting it away there from Nigel Shaughnessy and also from Vinnie Marr. What's happened to Galway? Dan O'Neill in towards Charlie Carter. Spreading it outside there to PJ Delaney. Going by with ease. He's got support if he needs it. Still Delaney. Referee says play on. Fair challenge from Gantley. Brian Feeney, the bandaged warrior, getting it out to Vinnie Marr. A titanic clash here. Kevin Broderick getting it down to Joe McGrath. Stopped here by Willie O'Connor. Out by Eddie as well. Next it's Dan O'Neill to the unmarked Andy Comerford. Huge one downfield. DJ's in there waiting. A goal! DJ Carey. Brilliant. This is a superb match. DJ's got 2-5. Time to jump for joy again.
This man is back in business, and no doubt he was lethal there, waiting for that ball to drop down. Comerford giving a long ball through, and came at the very end of it and bang it at the back of the net.
All of a sudden, just 2 points between them. What a goal by DJ. What a player. Galway shell-shocked. Joe Cooney now trying to kickstart their second half. Completely out of it so far. They'd have expected a bit of a hurricane to come from Kilkenny because of their pride, which was badly wounded in the first half. And now the referee calling for the ball as anxious faces look on there, and they're a lot happier. And the referee about to throw the ball in between two players. Pat O'Neill hoping to get support there from Philly Larkin. Comes to Dan O'Neill. The hand pass outside to the other wing back, Liam Keown. First stroke fails him, however. Second time he gets it away to Canis Brennan. Getting more latitude now out of his challenge there with Cathal Moore. Still Canis carrying it forward. Stopped by Vinnie Marr. Sweeping it across here to Kevin Broderick. What a catch! This is brilliant. Broderick looking for the first point of the second half. That deserved the score. It was a great point. A goal and 2 points for Kevin Broderick. From the time he made the catch, it was on.
Yeah, lovely catch, a lovely stroke, and he just took on the defence and deadly accurate. It's like DJ on the other side. He's playing great with this young lad.
What a contest. 3-10 to 2-11. Again, it's picked up here. Charlie Carter still soloing forward. Nicely in for Phelan. They've got another! Kilkenny are in front. What a game this sport is. Michael Phelan. 13 minutes into the second half. Would you possibly believe it? Look at that scoreline. Titch has done it.
And Charlie Carter's come alive too, Jared, in the corner. He made the groundwork there for Phelan.
Canis Brennan was being held back. Galway must have thought the championship is now down to 4 teams and we're one of the 4. But this was how Charlie Carter set it up. In for Michael Phelan. And as the man said some time ago, there's a lot of football left in this hurling championship. DJ's got 4 from 5 so far. This his latest free. Kilkenny by a point. He's hit it high up into the air, but with accuracy, it flies in over the bar. 2 goals and 6 points for DJ. What a performance. 3-12 to 3-10, and some more news from the sideline from Kieran Mullooly.
Yes, indeed, Galway well and truly rattled at the moment. Cyril Farrell, Brendan Linsky and PJ Malloy have been looking at it. It looked like there would be a substitute very shortly. Corey Kelly from Sarsfield maybe in the game for Galway.
Liam Burke trying to make inroads on that tight marking Kilkenny defence in the second half. It's been a lot tighter, but not under as much pressure as they were in the first, of course. Francis Ford has hit it to the left. He really is furious with himself. And Cyril wondering, is it going to be one of those frustrating afternoons, the good and the bad of Galway hurling?
To take a good few positional changes now to have Galway come back in this game, because Kilkenny are certainly motoring and they have the confidence that they hadn't in the first half.
Yes, I think if it were basketball, I think Cyril Farrell would be calling for a timeout right now. And he hasn't got any time, so the pressure back once again on the Galway defence as John Power is dragged down by Kevin Broderick. Lots and lots of cheering about an earlier incident in this match, I think, where John Power was involved. It'll be a free downfield. Kilkenny in no particular rush to take it, leading by 2 points.
It's amazing how Galway have lost their concentration, Joe.
They've lost their shape as well, haven't they?
Oh, certainly have.
And the change has been made, and Nigel Shaughnessy has gone off, and it seems as though Pádraig Kelly is after making his entrance to this quarter-final. The star, of course, of the All-Ireland final in 1993, although Galway were beaten on that occasion. Joe Cooney, he needs to get some decent ball in there and give them a bit more leadership. Joe McGrath still foraging. Pat O'Neill mopping up around the centre. Out by Liam Simpson towards Philly Larkin, getting away now from Francis Ford. Great ball down towards Michael Phelan, breaks it down to himself but can't do anything with it. Willie Burke alongside him, good clearance by the fullback towards his namesake Liam Burke. Liam from Kilkenny. Pat O'Neill was coming out, Dan O'Neill was going the other way, but it's with Galway and Kevin Broderick looking for another score to get right back into this match. Steadied himself, and it goes inside the right-hand post. Well directed by Kevin Broderick.
To take a player like Broderick to get Galway going, and that was a lovely point, and they need those where Kilkenny are steaming ahead.
This is where Galway got back within a point of Kilkenny. Kevin Broderick with a goal and 3 points. Great display by a young player. Lots of wonderful individual performances, maybe not for the full 70 minutes, but for 10 to 15 minutes we're seeing some wonderful skill by so many talented performers. Back there it's Cathal Moore, had a great first half. Charlie Carter chasing after him, and Charlie Carter does well, but it breaks back to Pádraig Kelly. This is his big opportunity to come back into the championship arena and show just what a class performer he is. Lost a bit of confidence in the last couple of years. This is a big test for him.
Yeah, certainly a big test, but he's a good enough player to take the test, and he'll play his part, I reckon, there in the second half.
So he's gone to wing back. He's marking Andy Comerford, who's switched to wing forward, and John Power is now partnering Philly Larkin at midfield. The catch here is by Pat O'Neill, the towering centre half back, down towards Canis Brennan, being given a few yards. Gantley closing down quickly after that, however, and winning it back. Finbar Gantley, one of Galway's best on the day. It'll be a sideline ball. It's a wonderful match.
Yeah, well, Kilkenny are playing way more direct now, Joe. They're letting the ball fly that bit faster, and things are moving better for them. And that's the big difference. The first half, they were too predictable.
Sideline ball, which Vinnie Marr, who has switched to the right, is preparing to take. Kilkenny that 1 point ahead. Back defending, Joe McGrath. John Power, great-hearted player that he is. Galway were getting at him the whole time just to try and dispossess him, and you've got to credit Francis Ford with doing really well. His jersey was held back in the end. Some more news now down on the sideline, which is very busy this afternoon. Kieran.
Cyril Farrell is preparing to bring in Michael Coleman from the Abbeynackmoy club into the game. They continue to make an effort to reassure and to re-establish Galway's supremacy in the middle of the field. Expect to see Michael Coleman arriving on the pitch very shortly.
That's a player who goes right back into their successes in the 80s. Cloonan hitting this one, and he's put it over the bar. Eugene Clunan, third point.
I reckon they'll bring on Michael Coleman was on. He'd probably nearly go on John Paul, possibly.
The teams are level for the second time in this match. Player going off is Joe McGrath. He didn't have a particularly inspiring afternoon. Michael Coleman is in. A good tactical switch. He's gone to centre half forward where he's been marking Pat O'Neill. You thought he might have gone on John
I thought he
Parr.
might have gone on John Paul, you know.
It's Liam Burke on John Parr, incidentally. Puck out towards DJ. Beating them all, it'll be a Galway sideline ball. Just over 15 minutes to go. The beaten Leinster finalist Kilkenny drawing with Galway, who are the Connacht hurling champions. Joe McGrath in the dugout, disappointed. Vinnie Marr didn't make much of an impression on that sideline cut, but he gets it back. In over the head of Willie O'Connor. Liam Simpson coming out, he leaves it behind. Joe Cooney trying to outfox them all. Stalemate over there. Liam Simpson prodding it out, only as far as Francis Ford. Back in towards Eugene Clunan. And Eugene Clunan and Eddie O'Connor are wrestling and having a great bit of ballroom dancing, but they leave it behind. And all this while it's Kevin Broderick. The hand pass inside here. Kearns trying to swing the stick. Saved by Adrian Ronan. Out he comes. Challenged the whole time by Justin Campbell. And in the end, it's Adrian Ronan with a long clearance downfield. Picked up here by Vinnie Marr. Pat O'Neill, Kevin Broderick next. This is Liam Burke, the hand pass outside to the man in support. Francis Ford with the shot, and Francis Ford with the point. Listen to the cheer. His third point of the match.
Now this game isn't over yet, I can tell you.
Thankfully, it's just 3-13 to 3-12. Brilliant stuff.
Oh, great stuff there, great score by Ford, and he's on a knife edge at the moment. Took his score very nicely over the bar.
Yes, you look around to see whether the mentors are considering any other switches or changes. Brendan Linsky down on the sideline, one of the selectors, is saying to the Galway fans, come on, get behind the team, cheer them on. There's a place against Clare at stake. It's a wonderful contest, but not if you're the team coach. You might enjoy the video later on if they win by a point. Hoping to deny him, however, will be Adrian Ronan, who has a forward himself at a very good record, scoring 3:36. Down towards Brian Feeney. This is Paulie Kelly, tidy player. Broderick under it, so too is Dan O'Neill. Much happier now against Kevin Broderick. On by John Parr. Brian Feeney going low. Phelan again. Paulie Kelly. His side just a point to the good. Liam Burke. Up towards Joe Cooney. Back there is Eddie O'Connor. And that time fouled very clearly by Eugene Clunan.
That was a ridiculous foul, really. I mean,
there's a little bit of bad feeling between the two of them for the last few minutes.
A little bit, John.
This time the notebook is out, and Eugene Clunan, you might remember in the build-up to one of the last incidents which resulted in an Adrian Ronan save and clear, we had Eddie O'Connor and Eugene Clunan tussling, and not just tussling but wrestling. Some more news from Kieran, I think.
That's right, sure. I can tell you some of the mentors on the side are not very happy with that last foul, but some more changes in midfield. John Parr's time has come and gone. He's returned to the right half forward line for Kilkenny, and Andy Comerford goes back where he began almost an hour ago, into midfield again for Kilkenny.
Well, I guess in a game of this intensity and pace, you could maybe go in there and do a good 10 minutes work and then switch elsewhere. All the way through it goes towards Pat Costello, judging it nicely. Didn't get it too far away, but Finbar Gantley is really playing impressively. Comes down to Andy Comerford. In towards John Parr, lets it run on. Charlie was after Charlie Carter, likewise Canis Brennan, who's in there now around full forward. Brought down by Charlie Comerford. Cross towards PJ Delaney. Delaney and Comerford so alike. Well, that's Delaney with the shot, and he's put it wide. Kilkenny still trail by a point.
There's a bad miss there, but it has to be said that Galway backs are closing down around the square. They're a bit tighter than they were 10 minutes ago, and they're going to find hard to get scores.
Each side now with 6 wides, 11 minutes to go. Who's going to win it? Pat Costello's puck out. This time across, and it's nicely taken down by Justin Campbell, as in the first half. Here he gets going again, needing a bit of space, however. Liam Cohen stuck tightly to him. That was just enough. Pat O'Neill had the chance to clear. Dan O'Neill has it this time, taking it away from Joe Cooney. That's a great clearance under pressure towards DJ Carey. Vinnie Marr is marking him in this half. Marr battling, getting assistance from Liam Burke, the Tigerish midfielder. Great ball inside again. Liam Simpson. Who can maintain the intensity here? Pat O'Neill. It's as good a hurling championship match as you could wish to see. Finn Bragantley. Charlie Carter alongside him. Guys, they must be quite tired at this stage. They've given everything. Willie Burke. Only as far as Philly Larkin. Kilkenny bidding to get back on terms again. In towards DJ Carey. Broken away by Vinnie Marr. What a match is playing. PJ Delaney broke that down. Injured as he was doing so. And the ball has ended up going out over the end line and harmlessly wide.
Yeah. Philip Larkin is getting an amount of work around midfield there and getting the balls through.
Just watch this again. As Vinnie Marr was coming away, he made contact with the head there of PJ Delaney.
Just ricocheted off the hurley. Just a bit unlucky. There was nothing else about it.
Just an accidental clash, but as a result of that, he needs some medical attention. And Pat O'Connor here adhering to a Croke Park directive, saying if you want attention, off you go. We've got to keep this match moving.
Could bring on Niall Maloney here very easily, Ger.
There's the Devil's Bit in the background. Glorious piece of scenery just beyond us here in Semple Stadium in Thurles, where good hurling matches are usually played. And Kilkenny are about to make another change and bring Ken O'Shea in. The slip of paper is handed in by Nicky Brennan. And Ken O'Shea is number 20. So PJ Delaney is off. Broken down by Andy Comerford. Still over 8.5 minutes remaining. Michael Coleman. Galway by 1. Willie O'Connor trying to take it away. Kilkenny have the free. He was being held back there by Alan Kearns. So Delaney got off and O'Shea in at corner forward. Pat O'Neill to take this. That's the position. Every attack so vital at this stage. DJ Carey following in this himself. Oh, first shot by O'Shea. A goal for Kilkenny. Ken O'Shea. 27 minutes of the second half gone. What an introduction to the championship.
Oh, what an introduction. Come in and first time that ball off his left side into net. What a score to get.
Kilkenny have hit the front again. Back come Galway. Nicely taken up here by Alan Kearns. Well directed as well. His first point. That's one they really did need. Great score by Alan Kearns. Another one or two from him before the remainder of this match. 4-12 to 3-14. Comes back here towards Michael Coleman, or rather Justin Campbell, I should say. Free to Galway. Nicely struck. And it's just gone outside and it's gone wide, and Kilkenny are about to make another change. Brian McAvoy is about to come on. In fact, he's racing over there towards the referee to give the little slip of paper. He's a wing forward, of course. Nobody has made way just yet. It's going to be Michael Phelan who will be withdrawn. So just to confirm the situation for you, it is 24 points to 23. John Parr just getting there ahead of Cahill-Moore. Finbar Gantley going after to make amends for the first touch error that he committed himself. He was there chasing after Charlie Carter. Liam Cohen getting it back towards Brian McAvoy. Again, it's Philly Larkin here. Good ball inside. DJ's after it. It breaks down. Brian Feeney has it. The hand pass outside here. Pádraig Kelly. Chased after there by the goal scorer, Ken O'Shea. Getting it back. Firing this one in. But the referee has whistled in any case for some restraining. And the foul there. Michael Phelan making his way to the dugout. Confirmation that he's gone off. He's gone on. And he is wrecked.
Yes, and ball comes across. First time shot by O'Shea. Great strike. Certainly, what an introduction, as I said, and to get that goal so vital.
So Kilkenny by a point. You'd almost need a calculator here. That's a lovely one. That's gone over the bar, and inevitably it's DJ Carey. 2-7 for DJ Carey in this match. How happy the beaten finalists from the Leinster Championship are. But there's still 4.5 minutes to go.
That is a real test of nerves here now at the moment. To who can withstand the last 5 minutes or so.
That's Dan O'Neill getting there ahead of Pádraig Kelly. Sticks breaking, Cahill-Moore stick. He needs a replacement one, number 6 down there. DJ really has had a storming match here. Kilkenny may have got into this quarter-final by the back door, as they say themselves, but they're more than happy to accept the invitation. It'll be Pádraig Kelly to hit the sideline cut. Liam Burke, lovely pick-up. On to Joe Cooney. Burke is injured, play continues. Michael Coleman running into Pat O'Neill, back to Joe Cooney, stepping away from Liam Simpson, tripped then going over the legs of Canisbred and free from 20 metres. Lovely sidestep by Joe Cooney.
Yeah, Joe cut through there, but so did certainly that was a move that they brought together, and this could really score from a free.
So this is one that Eugene Cloonan and Galway really urgently require. Putting it high and putting it over. 4 points for Eugene Cloonan. Back to a 1-point difference again. It's so tight, it's so tense. 4-13 for Kilkenny. 3-15 for Galway. Adrian Ronan with the puck out. A few more attacks to go, perhaps. Cahill-Moore racing back to try and take it away from John Power. Galway have to get it up the other end. They were 9 points ahead at half-time. Alan Kearns kicking it inside, intended for Michael Coleman. Andy Comerford has it there, swept out by Don O'Neill. Picked up in the middle of the field there by Francis Ford. Good ball inside, but Kilkenny are there in numbers. Willie O'Connor was alongside Eddie. Willie actually falls to the ground in the effort to get that ball as far away as possible. Down to Ken O'Shea. Goal-scoring hero gets by Willie Burke. The hand pass inside towards Brian McAvoy. Swept outside again. This is Pádraig Kelly. Full credit to two very game teams for giving us a memorable afternoon sport. Hope you're enjoying it. Not good for those with weak hearts, however.
That was a headline ball there. I'd like to see that again.
So Kilkenny having just a point to spare. Andy Comerford. This was the incident just before all of that. Sideline ball has been taken. Philly Larkin is in there just to try and deny Galway latitude. Kilkenny will be just anxious to keep it down there. Cathal Moore set up an attack which might produce an equaliser. Liam Simpson racing after it, and again they have men over back there minding the house. An impressive full back line in the second half for Kilkenny.
That was a well-worked free, in fairness to Simpson. A valuable free, because could have been a little bit debatable for that one.
Well, it uses up a second or two. This is what happened, Justin.
Yeah, well, he threw himself down kind of nicely, but that's one of the tricks that Kilkenny have over the years, I suppose.
Yes, the crafty number 3 earning the free, which Adrian Ronan is taking. Breaks on to DJ Carey. What will he do with this? He's got support from Canis Brennan. Here it comes, and it's gone over the bar. Second point for Canis Brennan.
That bit of magic by DJ again, that buzz of the crowd when he got that ball, and that quick hand pass made all the difference.
We're almost into injury time, and Kilkenny 4-14, Galway 3-15. 2 points between the teams. Francis Ford. Here's a late chance. Liam Burke. Out came Eddie O'Connor. What a finish. Here's Kevin Broderick. They go for a goal here now, Galway. That's come off the post and it's gone up and over. Back to a 1 point difference and still a few seconds to go.
Oh, that was close. That was very close.
1-4 for Kevin Broderick. They needed a goal there to snatch it away from the Cats. What excitement we've had this afternoon. This has been brilliant. Adrian Ronan. Still a few seconds to play, the referee says. John Power. Good foul, but they have done so. Brian Feeney has given them a free.
John Power's made a big difference when he came on, using his strength and his bustling style, like upsetting Galway somewhat.
Interesting that Kilkenny thought that because of the protest by Brian Feeney that their free was going to be in a more favourable position. The referee says no way. Listen to the crowd now, they're shouting DJ, DJ. 5 from 6, his scoring tally from frees. The master has scored 2 goals and 6 points. One of the greatest hurlers ever to play this game in any era. He's hit another beauty between the posts. 2-7.
Oh, that man has inspired Kilkenny. That man probably single-handedly has been Galway's downfall today.
And it's all over. Kilkenny are through to the Guinness All-Ireland semi-final. Galway go out. They dominated the first half, led by 9 points. But DJ Carey inspired Kilkenny to come back with the most wonderful second half display. He's absolutely delighted, well he might be. But it was a team effort. As you said, Justin, John Power made a big difference.
John Power made a difference. Philip Larkin upped his game in the second half. And Andy Comerford, if you look through that game again, done an awful lot of work for Kilkenny, there's no doubt. And, of course, then Pat O'Neill, very, very solid centre-back.
In the end, they had a couple of points to spare, but what a finish. And it ends here at Semple Stadium in Thurles after a wonderful quarter-final. Kilkenny 4-15, Galway 3-16. There'll be those who'll say Kilkenny should have been out of the championship. After a match like that, I hope we have many more quarter-finals. That was superb entertainment.